This is the type of watch that serious watch collectors dream about. This is the Ferdinand Berthoud FB3, and this is a brand that builds their watches like scientific instruments rather than flashy pieces of jewelry. And I didn't even realize how sought after these watches were until I simply posted a picture of this watch on my story, and then within hours, multiple people reached out asking how much it was, and it sold the same day for around $200,000. Ferdinand Berthoud was actually a guy in the 1700s who did very important work on marine chronometers. And if you're not familiar with what a marine chronometer is, it's a clock that was built to go on ships, and they would use these clocks to accurately navigate their way through the seas. So these things had to be extremely accurate beyond wristwatches and pocket watches. And in 2015, the name was revived actually by the Chopard Group, which leads us to these modern creations. So when we compare these watches to marine chronometers, it's not because they're meant to tell time at the sea, but they're building these watches to remain accurate and consistent no matter the movement, temperature, or conditions around the watch. And while other brands in this kind of price point are building watches to look sleek and ultra thin and skeletonized, you'll actually notice that this is a fairly large and thick case, and all of the architecture and the movement is built to remain stable so that it can do its job. The main attraction of this watch is going to be its cylindrical hairspring. All right, so if you think of a typical hairspring, it's on a flat plane. This hairspring, they actually spread apart, which allows it to remain accurate in different positions and being shaken back and forth. And the brand claims that they spend a full week adjusting the hairspring just to make sure it's keeping perfect time before sending it off to be finally tested. What's also nice is they gave us this viewing window on the side of the watch so that you can see the hairspring from a side angle, and also the watch features hacking seconds, which basically means when you pull the crown, the movement stops, and that way you can stop and start the balance wheel and be able to visually inspect the hairspring from all different angles, whether it's in or out of motion. All of the movements and components are hand finished, and yes, many of the top brands do hand finish these components as well, but they do an extremely beautiful job, and the quality control there is second to none. And you can also get lost in the architecture here because they made it so that this watch has so many different layers, and you can see them whether you're looking at the back of the watch or the front of the watch, whether you're looking at the hands at the top of the dial or some of these different bridges where you go a layer further and you can see the moving components. It is the kind of piece that you can get lost in staring at for a while. Yes, it's the first Ferdinand Berthoud we've ever had in stock, but hopefully it's not the last. If you had $200,000 and you were forced to spend it on a watch, would you buy something like this, or would you go more like an RM, an FP Journe, a Patek Philippe? Let me know in the comments.